Yeah, I hope you don't mind, but I've got Catriona and Lindsay McRoberts here just to take notes. This one of the solicitors who acts for the council, and she's whatever their title was. So I sat down with my mate, and the first thing that I wanted to ask was, why have you blanked me for a year or so? Why have you blocked me? And why haven't you been? And at that point he said, well, I was advised by our solicitors not to be in touch with you. And at that point Catriona said, I didn't advise you not to speak to him. And they had a little argument between themselves, and she tried to make out that it was more not to get in touch with me if I was being aggressive.
You'd ask Mike why he blanked you over this time, but why he's not answering your calls, and that they had the discussion with him. They had the heated discussion about what happens, and I guess before you going to, what was your state of mind when you're going through all this?
I'd gone in with someone to try and keep me relaxed, because I wasn't in a good place, and on the drive down, my mate basically said, no, you've got to go in and be professional, just ask what you need, and you're not going to get paid today straight away, but just try and get up. But it's difficult when I've got things going on in the background. So when I first went in, the question was, why have you blanked me, Mike? What's up? You were all right talking to me at the start when you were getting all the work done. All of a sudden you don't want to talk no more. So at which point he just said, listen, just tell us what you've got on the tape. And then I said, listen, I'm here to prove that I've worked for the council and I'm not paying for the jobs I've done. I know for a fact something's gone on in the background. And at that point, he just started to direct things towards mine a little bit. If you've got a tape that proves you worked at the council, that could help us basically get him pushed out, which indirectly, because he's the head of the council, would allow us to be able to help make you paying. So it got to the point where he said, just play the tape and let's listen to the tape, and we'll go from there. So at that point we put the tape on. I brought a Bluetooth speaker so everyone could hear it clearly. We listened to the whole tape, and throughout the tape they were looking at each other, nodding, yeah, because Catriona mentioned, this is like gold dust, with this tape we'll be able to remove Martin from his position through being whatever words they used at the moment. and in turn it would open the way for me to be paid, because I was asking Mike throughout the meeting, and I did pause the tape a few times. I said, Mike, you've give contracts out, you must be able to make the payment. And he said loads of times, and even my friend who was in the meeting will be able to say, and he'll do a witness negative and lead, but I can't give contracts out. I can't make any kind of payments. And he turned to Catriona, can I? And she'd go, no, Mike can't do nothing like that. He's got no authority to make any kind of contracts or decisions on anything like that. So it was like they were all putting it, like, we need this tape to get Martin gone. And once he's gone, then we're in a position to be able to do what we can do to help you get paid. The only thing I did at that meeting, apart from talking to them, was made the decision not to hand them the tape over there. Yeah. Because I thought, this is all I've got. Because I said, Mike, you can have